On Sunday, I released an article on SB Nation's Silver and Black Pride. You can still look at it now. Go to silverandblackpride.com. It'll be one of the most recent articles, so check it out. But the article brought to question is when the Oakland Raiders move to Las Vegas, whichever year that is, maybe 2020, 2021, 2022, whatever it is there worry about the Raiders' ability to create a home field advantage in Las Vegas? And the reason that this came to my attention was the Las Vegas Golden Knights were in the Stanley Cup Finals. They lost 4-1 to the Washington Capitals, and they had Game 5 at home in Vegas. However, a huge contingent of Washington Capitals fans were at the game. They were in attendance. If you watch the post-game interviews with Alex Ovechkin, you can see that right up against the glass, there's seas of red. There's tons of Washington Capital fans. They're everywhere. If you listen to the game, you can hear when they score a goal, the Capitals score a goal, there's a huge roar. Not utter silence, not gasps. When the Capitals were about to win the Stanley Cup and the Vegas fans knew that their chances at a title were completely dashed, there's still screams. It wasn't silent. And I think this has to be worrisome if you're the Oakland Raiders, because this is the NHL we're talking about. This is only 20,000. So you had 20,000 seats to sell in a miracle season. This is the inaugural season. So first, it's the inaugural season. Even if your team's not doing well, you should be able to sell a lot of tickets because it's the inaugural season. There's something new about it. There's, the Vegas Golden Knights, the first major professional sports team in Vegas. You should be able to sell tickets. If you don't, that's worrisome. They didn't have issues selling tickets. But the issue is selling tickets to the people who will support your team and create a home field advantage. There's only 20,000 tickets to be sold. The Raiders are coming to Las Vegas, and there's 65,000 tickets to be sold. So more than 3 times as many tickets. You're also talking about the NFL, which is wildly more popular. It's also, in the NFL, you only play 16 games a year. So if a team is visiting, you play the Oakland Raiders. If you're the Denver Broncos, you play them once a year. If you're another team, you play the Raiders every few years. So, in my opinion, if you're a group of fans, whatever team, it's pretty easy to make a trip. If you're a Denver Bronco fan, you say, okay, me and my buddies will fly to Vegas one weekend a year. We'll have a great time Friday night, Saturday night, then we'll watch the Raiders kick off at 1 o'clock against the Denver Broncos, watch that game, and we'll fly home Sunday night, be good to go for work Monday morning. You only have to plan that once a year. So to say there's not going to be a huge contingent of fans wanting to buy those tickets, you'd have to be a little crazy. Just like there was in the Stanley Cup. I understand it's Game 5. The Capitals were about to win. They're about to witness history for the first time in 40-plus years. But to say there's not going to be that many fans wanting to come over for an NFL game, which is wildly more popular, which you only have to plan for one weekend a year, only if you're a Chiefs, Broncos, or Chargers fan. So it's just one weekend a year. Pretty easy to do. If you're another team, like say the Dallas Cowboys, and you're telling me that there aren't going to be tens of thousands of Dallas Cowboys fans wanting to come to Vegas to watch their team play the Raiders, you're kidding me. There's going to be thousands of Dallas Cowboys fans. And the Dallas Cowboy fans play Vegas one in every 8 years. 1 in every 8 years. So if you have an opportunity to come and watch your Cowboys play in Vegas 1 in every 8 years, how many more people are going to want to go to Vegas from Dallas than from Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles? A lot more. Because you have that opportunity once in every 8 years. If you're an Oakland Raider fan, you have that opportunity 8 times per year. And there's also this stadium is 65,000 people. for it to be successful, Mark Davis is relying on fans from Oakland and from mainly Los Angeles. I don't think you're going to get very many fans from Oakland. There's no actual numbers that I've seen anywhere released. If there are, I would absolutely love to see them. But just my impressions are you're not going to get a ton of Oakland fans. Not consistently. Maybe a few people will come at the beginning, but not long term. If the team's bad, no way they're coming. A few years down the line, when the stadium's not new, when the aura of it being the Las Vegas Raiders wears off, they're not going to be coming. So I think that's a big issue. Is you're looking for a lot of fans outside of Las Vegas to sell out, and I don't think the team's going to have issues selling out. I really don't, because it's an appealing. It's too appealing, I think, for road teams to come and say you can spend a weekend in Vegas and then kick off your amazing weekend by watching your team play the Oakland Raiders or play the Las Vegas Raiders in a state-of-the-art stadium. Gamble while you're watching the game. Drink while you're watching the game. Have a great time. Then fly back to your family Sunday night. There's going to be a lot of people that want to come and see those games. A lot of people brought up the point, well, hey, the Vegas Golden Knights are not an established franchise, but the Oakland Raiders are. Yeah, the Oakland Raiders are an established franchise. The Los Angeles Raiders are an established franchise, not the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know how many fans in Las Vegas are going to be consistent season ticket holders. And I don't want to hear the numbers of this many people put the $100 deposit down for season tickets. Anyone can put down $100, but can you pay for the seat licenses? Can you pay for the 10 games a year? Remember, the 2 preseason games too. Can you pay for the 10 preseason games a year? How many of those fans that put down the $100 in Las Vegas are going to do that? I don't know. I think you need at least about 40,000 fans every single Sunday from Vegas to make this stadium work. And I don't know. I don't know where you're going to get that from. There's also a lot of people saying that, people will continue the travel from Los Angeles. And I think, you're going to get a lot of people coming from Los Angeles. But is Oakland that much worse of a flight than Vegas? If you're driving, but not much different of a flight. Pretty much the same if you're flying. Other people brought up, well, in Oakland, you weren't even selling tickets. Your stadium was tarped. Well, why do you think the stadium was tarped? You think Oakland, who has 20 to 30,000 people on the season ticket waiting list to buy season tickets, can't sell the 10,000 seats on the top on a per game basis? That's ridiculous. They obviously can. Mark Davis just didn't want to, because them having it tarped helps him say that this Oakland market is not stable. This Oakland market can't support a team. But obviously they could easily sell that. There's 2 years, someone on Twitter showed me there's 2 years where the attendance dropped to 45,000. One of them was during an 8-8 season, which there was a lot of excitement, which is a little surprising, but I think it was 2009 and 2010, so that was right after the recession, which makes sense. It's also, it's not like Oakland was a great team. They're 8-8. So it was right after the recession. So there's still a lot, people are going to cut down money. You think if a recession happens, you think all those fans that Oakland needs to come from Oakland and Los Angeles are going to come? I doubt it. Right, and it's not just recessions too. Also just, is the team going to be good? There's no reason for me to believe that Mark Davis has the ability to make the Raiders a consistent contender. He's gotten pretty lucky. In every aspect. Derek Carr, pretty lucky. Khalil Mack, pretty lucky. He's had Khalil Mack and the defense has been horrible. A lot of that, you could blame that on Reggie McKenzie and Jack Del Rio, but Mark Davis was the ultimate guy. He made those decisions. So you can blame Mark Davis for that. He couldn't get a stadium in Oakland. There's a lot of issues with Libby Schaaf. Maybe she didn't want the Raiders there. But there's Silicon Valley, 30 minutes away. He got $750 million from Bank of America. Why couldn't that money also be used for a stadium in Oakland? I don't know. He couldn't get that done. He couldn't get a stadium done anywhere. He couldn't get a stadium done in Los Angeles. The only time he could get a stadium done is when the government gave him $1 billion. They gave him $1 billion for free. And that's the only time he was able to get the stadium done. He got $1 billion for free from taxes, gets another $750 million from Bank of America. So he's pretty much given $1.75 billion. 1.75, and that's the only time he could get the stadium done. So there's no reason that I'm going to believe that Mark Davis can do anything consistently right. I mean, I think that's just a fair thing to say. It's just what has Mark Davis done to make you believe he can consistently do something right? It's a fair question to ask. I mean, he's been an owner for what is it, 7 years. So there's not a lot of information available, but there's not a lot of good information. The team hasn't been good. It's made the playoffs 1 year. He had Derek Carr and Khalil Mack. They won 6 games last year. That's not good. The year before that, they won, 2 years before that, they won 7. The year before that, they won 3. So, yeah, I get it. It's an upward trend. The team is young, but the team underperformed a lot last year, and they had one good season. And you saw what the franchise looked like without Derek Carr. So right now, I think Mark Davis is sort of a lucky owner. Sometimes people say it's better to be lucky than good. That's certainly Mark Davis right now. Given $1.75 billion. A franchise quarterback fell to him in the second round. Khalil Mack fell to him at the 5th overall pick. He's gotten pretty lucky. There's a lot on Twitter that we got into. I just sort of quickly, we talked about the tarping, we talked about fans from other teams coming, fans from LA, fans from Oakland. There's the idea of, if a recession happens, or, even the outside fans. I mean, if a recession happens in Vegas, you're not only talking about not selling enough tickets, I think, to create a home field advantage, which, I'm going to get to this in a second. Let me finish my point. But not only creating a home field advantage, but just selling the tickets, because I'm not sure how many fans from Vegas itself will be going to the games. I think you need a lot. And I think the Raiders need a lot. They also need a lot from Oakland and LA. And they need a lot of away fans to sell out. If there's a recession, you're not going to be coming to Vegas if you don't have the money. So that's a pretty big issue. There's also the fact that the Oakland Raiders have higher expectations. I have higher expectations of going to an Oakland Raiders game than I have of almost any other team in any sport. I expect an incredible atmosphere. And when you go to the Oakland Coliseum, if you haven't, you really should before they leave. And if it's a big game, there's not a better atmosphere anywhere. There's really not. And that expectation is expected. You're not going to have that in Las Vegas when you have 20,000 Dallas Cowboy fans, when you have 20,000 Patriots fans at the game. That's not going to be a thing. And Mark Davis took that away. And so I have the expectations that the Oakland Raiders will have a home field advantage. That's why it's a big deal. That's why this should be talked about. That's why there's a big issue. A lot more fans are going to come to Las Vegas who are away teams than they would go to Oakland. No doubt about it. Are there really that many more fans that are going to come from think about it this way. You just logically think about it. How many more fans of away teams will go to Las Vegas than they would Oakland? A lot more. Okay? How many more fans will go to Las Vegas from Los Angeles than they would go from Los Angeles to Oakland? Probably some more, right? But are Oakland fans going to be coming in droves to Las Vegas? Like enough Oakland fans to make up for the difference of Oakland fans in attendance at the Coliseum between Vegas fans in attendance at the Vegas Stadium? I don't think so. So that gap then has to be filled by away team people. or by more people coming from Los Angeles. I sort of think if you're coming up to Oakland, if you didn't come up to Oakland, then I don't know how many more people will be coming from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Once again, there's no numbers on it. If there were, I would love to see them, but you got to fill that gap. That gap is going to be filled by away team. So the incredible atmosphere, the raucous crowd that you had in Oakland won't be there in Vegas. It won't. So I think that's all about that. I probably missed a few things, but I think I touched on it pretty well. That's my opinion. Obviously, we won't know for a few years, but I think it's an issue that you sort of have to be worried about if you're Raider Nation. Obviously, Mark Davis doesn't care about that issue. He got the $1 billion from Las Vegas. There's a lot of things you're going to sacrifice for $1 billion, and that's going to be a home field advantage. And, Las Vegas showed when the going gets tough. They're down 3-1 to the Capitals. They sold their tickets. If the Raiders start 1-3, those Vegas fans won't be coming. The Los Angeles fans, less of them will be coming. A lot will still be coming, but less of them will be coming. The Oakland fans sure as hell won't be coming. So that's an issue that you have. It's an issue, and it will be an issue. And I think it's just extremely dependent on how well this Raiders team's winning. And I think we'll see. It's going to be an issue. It will be an issue if they're losing easily. If they're winning, maybe not. 50-50, but if you're a winning team, you want that house 99% black. Well, who won't be that? I mean, best case scenario, 70%. That's not the Oakland Raider atmosphere that, everyone's grown up accustomed to. So that's all we have. That's what I wanted to say with the Raider Nation. Remember, check out the article. It's on Silver and Black Pride. A little bit more hockey influenced. And then there's also the debate on Twitter on my profile. You can check that out, RideTime98. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is Tar Takes.